So I did something crazy about 3 months ago. I technically downgraded my phone from the OnePlus 13 to the first generation Pixel Fold. The OnePlus 13 was an absolute powerhouse. It had the latest Snapdragon chip in it. It had 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. It was lower priced than other flagships, but had all the right specs. And then I chose to switch to an older phone, the first generation Google Pixel Fold. Why? The honest truth was, as you guys know from this channel, I love tech, I love trying new things, and I kind of use this channel as an excuse to try new tech and also share it. And I have been using slab phones my whole life, as most of us have, and I was just interested and intrigued by foldables. Now, I was eyeing the Galaxy Z Fold 7 just because it's thin, it's Samsung, you know, all those quirks and features. Shout out to Doug. I didn't want a 256 gigabyte, I wanted a 512, and even a used one was like upwards of $1,000. And it was hard for me to make that commitment for a phone I haven't tried before. Foldables, not really just the Samsung, but I don't know if I would like the foldable. And to spend $1,000 on a maybe, I was like, I don't know. But upon watching some videos, a lot of people were saying the first generation Pixel, like that passport design, is a really good deal right now in smartphones. I think it was released in 2023, so it's not even that old, and they're fairly cheap. I picked this one up on Amazon, actually renewed. I don't know if it was great or excellent, for under $500. And this is also the 512 gigabyte model, not even 256. So here are my thoughts after 3 months of actually scaling this thing. A lot of people make videos of them using 2 different phones or 3 different phones or whatever. No, this is the only phone that I use and I have been using for 3 months. First off, the build quality is great. It feels heavy, substantial, and premium. I put a case on all of my phones, which does add some thickness, but considering how many times I've dropped this thing already, I'm glad I did. Like, the default thing I do when I get a new phone is screen protector and case. I know some people are no case gang. Well, I'm no insurance gang. I'm not paying for insurance on the chance of me maybe. I don't even want to pay car insurance. That's besides the point. I don't want to rely on a maybe. I'm going to do what I can in my power to protect what I have. Because I've said it before, but I rotate tech. If I want to sell this, I want to give this to somebody in the best condition possible so I can sell it for a fair price. Anyway, the screens are awesome, and I actually do love the shorter, wider outside screen, that passport format that people mention. Hand reachability with that is almost never an issue. And for content consumption, whether you're watching videos or reading, it's really incredible. And the inner screen crease that everyone talks about, like, oh my God, it's a foldable screen, does that not bother you? No, like honestly, never. Unless you're really looking for it, if you're just watching what's on the screen, you don't pay attention, you're watching what's on the screen. So when I'm watching videos or everything, it does actually just disappear. Now let's talk performance. I believe this has the same chip as the Pixel 7 or 7 Pro, and that is the Tensor G2 chip. Google chips, kind of booty cheeks, they're not the best. And this is not a gaming powerhouse. Android gaming is just all right. I've been playing Dragon Ball Squadra, which is like the MOBA Dragon Ball, kind of like League, but with Dragon Ball characters. And I played that a lot on the OnePlus 13. It was great, it was a blast, but I was also running max specs on that. When I'm playing on this one, it's not max specs. The aspect ratio is weird, which I'll talk about later. And also, you can just tell the phone's getting hot. It's trying its best to keep up. If you want to do emulation, that's a different story. Again, the OnePlus 13, absolute dog of a machine in a good way. That could handle anything you throw at it. This one, I haven't really asked too much from it, but the main selling point for the foldable screen is Nintendo DS emulation and 3DS. Honestly, I haven't touched 3DS, but DS emulation, it was amazing. You kind of have that same feel as a 3DS, but it's a lot thinner, which is nice. You just have to be okay with touchscreen buttons, and depending on what you're playing, if you're playing Pokemon, don't worry about it. If you're playing more of an action game that requires on inputs, it might be a concern. You can use the bottom screen as the same touchscreen that you do on a DS, so I really do like that aspect of it. So let's address the battery, because coming from the OnePlus 13, it's a pretty big jump. OnePlus has always had good batteries, great charging. The OnePlus has about 1,200 more milliamps of battery compared to this Pixel. It has a silicon carbon battery, whereas this one just has the old school lithium. And with that OnePlus, I could easily get 2 days of battery with my type of use, like watching YouTube, navigation, texting, social media. It was just good to go. And on top of that, I could fill it up in like 20 to 30 minutes of just plugging into a fast charger. So that was great too. I think people make a way bigger deal out of this Pixel battery and say, oh, the battery life sucks. This is just like a normal battery. Like, what are you doing on your phone? If you use it a lot, yeah, you're gonna have to charge it. But to be honest, if I'm at home, I have access to a charger. If I'm driving, I have access to a charger. And when I'm sleeping, I have access to a charger. It would be nice not to charge it, right, for battery longevity, but it's also not a big deal. A lot of these phones have technologies within them to reduce battery wear. So just plug it in, get a wireless charger, do something. I wanna like change the rhetoric that these older phones or these phones in general have bad batteries. No, just some phones have really, really good batteries. This is where normal phones are. These are where great phones are with good batteries, right? It doesn't mean this is the new baseline until everyone starts adopting it. It also depends on optimization and how you use your phone. But to talk about charging speeds, the Pixel does take longer to charge. Still, nothing that makes me unable to use the device, but it's definitely not as fast as the OnePlus 13. So to wrap it up, it's not perfect and it has its quirks. The UI can be buggy and not every app is optimized for this inner screen shape. There are certain ways the phone tries to help you, but talking about the Dragon Ball game before, you can stretch it out, but then you get a square aspect, and I feel like you see less of the game. Whereas on a normal phone, because it's a slab, it's kind of built for that screen. Not a big deal. You just kind of have to understand, okay, most phones are not foldables, so most applications might not have the easiest time conforming to that screen. Also, the camera is just meh. Google does a really great job in post-processing with software stuff. I'm not making that a discussion point because the OnePlus 13 does the same thing, and I don't think either are amazing. Like Samsung has great pictures and videos. I'm personally a fan of iPhone pictures and videos. So these are just all right. But despite all those software quirks, this 3-month experiment didn't feel like a downgrade, even though on a tech sheet, it looks like one. It did everything I wanted it to do, and it made using a phone fun again. If you've been on the fence about trying a foldable, grabbing a used first generation Pixel Fold, I think is a great idea. You can get one well under $500. It's still modern enough to do whatever you want, and at least gives you a feel if you want to kind of go into that market. But I hope this video was helpful to let you guys know I have been using this phone. It is a great phone. A lot of phones in general, if they do what you want them to do, they're great phones. And also, if you haven't been looking at used markets for phones, I suggest it. I barely buy things new. It's like you can buy a lot of used things and get the same quality out of it and just give it more life. Let's create less e-waste. But as always, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Have you guys used the Pixel Fold? It seems like a lot of people like Samsung and Apple are returning to a shorter form factor, even smaller than this, but that same kind of passport, longer aspect ratio. I was considering getting those wider foldables, but we'll see. If something launches for $2,000, I'm not buying that. Because if you wait like 6 months, it's gonna drop. This thing dropped a lot of money in 2 to 3 years. If you have the patience, all this tech is not that different from each other, just small minor upgrades. Curious to know what you think. If you like the video, drop a like. If you want to see more videos in the future, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.